So hello and welcome to this channel again, Survival S, live from Africa, Kenya, and welcome to this channel. If you are a new subscriber, welcome, and if you are a new just came across this channel for the first time, welcome to this channel where we do farming, starting from agriculture in crops, in dairy and goats, and we are on goats today. And feel free to comment down below in case you have any other question to or any other issue you want us to talk about on goats and everything entailing farming. So welcome, and today we're going to talk about a couple of things, and this entails the top secrets that you should know before starting a goat farm. So you have an interest in starting a goat farm and you don't know where to start, worry no more, because we are here for you. Watch these and other videos that we have recorded and uploaded in our YouTube channel before, and for sure you'll learn something from it. So number one that you need to know before starting your goat farming, among the top secrets, is know the objectives of your farm, or rather the objectives of your goat rearing. First, there are two types of goats. There are dairy goats and there are goats for meat. So if you want to start your goat farming, first of all start by knowing which one you have to tackle. If it's for the dairy goats, you must go in for the best breeds which grow faster and give many liters of milk, or rather they sire their kids well, and the fastness of their growth, so that at the end of it you're getting profits out of it. You're not going into losses. Of course there will be losses, but you make sure you minimize them, because if you go for the local ones and you are into production of milk, then be sure they will grow slowly before you start harvesting the milk. And on the meat, ensure that you go also for the best breeds, which are there are many breeds that grow very faster and they are good for the meat carcass production, because you want to be supplying your market with meat which is enough and the best quality of it. So you can go in for the Gala goats, or you can go in with the Boer goats, if depending on your budget. You can go in for the red Kalahari goats, the Savannah goats, and different other breeds that are coming up each and every time. We learn a lot. Of course, I talk on the experiences that I have gone through before, so don't question anything in terms of not saying anything, or rather I've lied somewhere. All this information I give according to my experiences, so bear with me. And for sure I don't want you to go through the same so that you get losses. That's why I do these videos, for you, to educate you. As I always say, we are never born to know everything, but at least we are lucky to learn from each other. So also ensure that you have a vet or a veterinary doctor close to you, so that in case of anything, in case of illness, in case you suspect anything in your goats, you have to call in the vet so that he knows what to administer and what to advise you to do, so that your goats get well. You might decide to take their numbers so that each and every time you can call on them. And please ensure that each and every time you have a vet in your farm, don't just leave him or her to do the whole work. Also ensure that you are there and close, so that you know what is happening, because goats are just like human beings. One minute they are sick, one minute they are well, the next minute they are not okay. So if the vet is not from around, sometimes it's also expensive to call in vets to administer drugs. So you must also know these things, know the types of drugs that you should administer, and the whole process how to care for goats. So number two is ensure that you have a good feeding plan to enable to run your goat farm, because you can't have goats if you don't have feeds, because feeds are essential for the growth of your animals in your farm. So ensure you have a good feeding plan. Ensure you plant enough grasses. You can plant napier grass, the common napier grass, or you can plant super napier. You can go in with brachiaria grass and all these other types of grass, because as long as they are green, and also check on their percentage of their crude proteins and the aspects of the nutrients in it. So you can go in with the super napier or the junkao grass, which has been introduced like 3 or 4 years ago in Kenya, and which is quite doing well. I've not planted it, but I hear from farmers that it's quite doing well for the dairy and also for the goats. So if you're practicing your goat farming in free range, ensure that you have big lands, and which entails like vegetations, different types of vegetations, because remember that goats are browsers, and they love these things. They love bitter herbs, they love banana peelings, they love avocado leaves, even the mango leaves goats eat. So ensure that each and every time you have enough and a variety of them, of the feeds, because let me remind you that before you start your goat farming, ensure that you store your feeds first. You have enough fodder for your goats, because you cannot run successfully a farm without feeding program. So ensure that you plant these feeds, and also you can supplement them with concentrates. Like you can go in with maize germ mixed with maybe sunflowers and all this canola for the proteins, the soya beans, if you have enough money. But if you are practicing maize farming, and you are blessed to have a land where you are planting maize, you can, after harvesting the maize cobs, you can crush them and into powder, solid powder like, and feed to your goats. It's good for their energy, so they propel them to grow faster. And also ensure that you have enough water in your farm, so that as much as, same thing as human beings, when you're eating, you drink water to enable you to grow. So same thing with the goats. They also need to grow so that they meet the market, the market terms, or rather the market demands. You need to have your goats grow faster so that they meet carcass. Number three, ensure that you have a strong pillar. That is for your strength, your well-being. That is maybe your relative, your brother, your sister, your mom, your uncles, who choose one amongst them, so who you see that can be able to envision and go with your, and once is close to and understands your dream, where you want to be and what you are doing, who has also interest in what you're doing in the goat farming. So ensure that you have that one person, or rather, if you're staying in a community which is supportive of what you're doing. I see in Kenya there are different types of, maybe you can find that there are women group who have started the goat farming to empower themselves. There are others who are widowers, and they are starting these things so that they just keep themselves busy because they are retired and then don't have jobs. So by creating that, you have a big community that will enable you to grow faster, and of course there are people who are aligned with your vision. So ensure you have some one or two who know what goat farming is and is in your vision to make your farming, your goat farm, successful. Also ensure that you have your staff or your workers are also trained, well trained, to handle your goats, and just basically to know what to do, which drug to administer when they are sick, what time to feed, which types of feeds to feed, and at what time. So ensure that you have trusted workers. And also, in case you are attending these agricultural shows and trainings, and you get new ideas on how to manage goats, ensure you go there also to learn, and come also and ensure that your workers, you tell them and instruct them on what to do, and to ensure for the well-being and growth of your farm. If you are away and you are not close to your farm, you can also send your workers, one or two of your staffs, to also learn something on these trainings and come back and implement in your farms, because by learning them you'll get proper experience and something that you didn't know, because in life there's something that you might know that the other person doesn't know, and there's something that the other person knows that you don't know. So each and every time when you bring two heads together, you think better, and your vision will be, your progress will be quite interesting, and your vision will come true faster than ever. And ensure each and every time you learn slowly and get the process. Ensure you learn from the process. Don't fear that pain. That pain is the one that is building you. If you experience, because in farming, you will just wake up one day and your goats, one or two, they have died, and you don't know the reason. And maybe previously the doctor was there, the vet was there, and treated it, and it was doing well, then suddenly just died. So you must be strong and have this pillar and community people around who can keep encouraging you and pushing you so that you achieve your dreams. Point number 4, ensure that you deworm your goats regularly, so that you kill the pests and diseases from your goats and the worms inside your your goats, because remember that as your goats feed on the green matters like the napier grass, these grasses also have the pests and carry some diseases in them. So with the time the worms grow inside the stomach of the goats. And remember, there are good worms and bad worms. Bad worms, they will kill them, and good worms ensure that there is proper breakdown of food, which are important. So when you are administering dewormers to your goats, they won't die, all of them 100%, but at least they will eradicate the bad worms, so that the growth of your goats is at a good rate and best rate. So ensure you do it regularly to ensure that they are grow. And still on dewormers, there are dewormers like ones for injections and one for you give them orals, like the albendazole, and the other ones which are injectables. So ensure that you rotate them each and every time. Stop giving or administering one dewormer to